Good morning, Teach Better family. Welcome to your Tuesday Daily Drop-In. We are live every day, Monday through Friday on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn. I didn't say those in order. Ray's going to yell at me. I hope she's asleep. But we're here. We're excited. We have a very, very special guest here today who we just announced last week as one of the very first announced feature speakers for our 2022 Teach Better Conference. So Jed is here with us, hanging out this morning. We're going to talk about his books, maybe a new upcoming book. We're going to talk about a good news story. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We're going to have a good time. So grab whatever you're drinking this morning, whether it's coffee, tea, milk, hot chocolate, bourbon, whatever, depends on the day, and hang out with us. We'll be back here in about 27 seconds. All right, welcome back to Daily Drop, and we are here live with Mr. Jed Dearbury. Jed, good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm so good to see you, man. I'm glad to be here.
It's so good to have you here. Before we came live, we were talking about how we both kind of do the same thing. We got up plenty early, but then we got a little too relaxed, and then it's like, oh no, I got to get ready really quick. So I'm glad that you and I are on the same page, even if it's not the page we're supposed to be on yet.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me this morning. I got up in plenty of time. I was fully dressed and ready at like 20 till 7. And I got distracted with some emails and some things like that. I haven't even made my morning beverage yet. You said something about bourbon. I mean, I thought that would be
a quick and easy one.
That would be the quickest thing. I just run in there and get a shot right quick.
That wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Do you don't have your coffee or nothing right now?
No, I didn't. No,
listen, Jet, I can play a longer video. We can make this happen, my friend.
It's fine. I'm not a coffee drinker.
Okay. Are you a tea guy? You do tea?
I'm a tea guy. I do like a latte, but obviously I don't make a latte at home.
You get one of those. Ray's got like a
I need the whole setup. That's what I need. But
I'd love one of those. I just don't have the space where we do our coffee. That's not big enough.
That's the thing. I don't like things on the counter at my house.
Okay.
It just drives me crazy. I mean, obviously we have things on the counter because that's how life is. But I don't want another thing on the counter. You know, like we have the Keurig, we have a regular coffee maker, we have our toaster oven.
So what if you just you put it on the counter, but then build a cabinet around it? And it's not on the counter; it's in a cabinet.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. That sounds like a great plan. I think that the next house. We've been in this house for a long time.
Okay,
16 years. Just this past December. So maybe soon we'll be looking at the next step. We'll see what happens, and I'll have a built-in latte machine.
That's gonna be a requirement. That's gonna be a tough one for your real estate agent to find.
I know. But no, I am a tea drinker. I love tea. I'm a big fan of Teavana teas, but I love a loose leaf tea as well. We have a really great tea shop here in Spartanburg where I live, where you can go and get all kinds of loose leaf, and I'm a big fan of tea.
That's awesome. That's how I always forget that you're in Spartanburg.
Yeah,
my brother lived in Spartanburg for a while, and you know my brother. That's
yes,
not where you met him, but you do know him. You met him. That's not where we met him, right?
We met here in Spartanburg.
Spartanburg.
Okay. He was working for the University of South Carolina Upstate at the time, and I actually met him before I met you.
I know. It was okay. I think he directed us to each other at some point.
He did. Yeah. One day he randomly just said, "Hey, my brother's in education." And I remember Paul. He was like, "He's on the Twitters."
He's on the I hope he's not watching. He's probably.
I hope he is. God,
he's doing CrossFit right now. He's not watching.
Jeff, I'm going to say this too because you need it. It's always good when somebody talks about your siblings. I love your brother so much. He's just played a huge part of my life, and I talk about him a lot, and I miss him so bad since he's moved away. We chat every now and then. We chat about books a lot because he's a reader and I'm a reader, and but I miss him immensely, and I'm just glad that he connected us so I could have one more Gargas in my life.
Yeah, I love it. He's not too far. He's just far enough where you gotta like plan it. You know?
Yeah, it so from where I live to him is about 3 hours.
Yeah. He's down in
And it's
Midtown Atlanta.
definitely doable, but it's just one of those things where you have to, you have to make a plan. You can't just show up on a
Yeah.
Tuesday night for dinner.
No, and his work schedule right now, I mean, his work
It's
schedule,
insane.
he's at
Yeah.
Great Memorial. His work schedule
Yes.
is crazy. And
Yep.
then you add in the pandemic, it's even crazier. So,
Yep.
yes, I'm super glad that he did it. Paul, if you're watching, how was your CrossFit today? So he's been super into CrossFit. So we joke about it all the time.
Yes,
But
he is. Yeah.
really, he's doing awesome with that. It's amazing. So with all that said, let's back it up a little bit because I know you quite a bit. I know quite a bit about you, but there might be some people watching that don't know who you are, that haven't connected with you, and are getting their first little introduction to Jed this morning. So can you give us a quick, who is Jed?
Yeah, well, I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 in April, and I'm still figuring that out a little bit every day. Who is Jed? Historically, Jed has been an educator for 20 something years now. 20 years. I started in 2001, and I taught first and second grade for most of that time, for 13 years. And about year 10 of that, I started putting my toe into the higher ed world as an adjunct professor. And I found that I really, really loved training the next generation of teachers. I thought that was a great fit for me. I loved it. I always thought that I wanted to spend my entire career working with the littles. I love first grade and second grade. It was just the best. I love those kids. Now most of them are starting to be grown up, so it's weird to call them kids anymore. I call myself a grand teacher because some of my kids have had kids now. So I'm officially a grand teacher. But yeah, also around year 10, I started getting into the world of professional development and also training teachers. I worked at a school that was called an ABC school, Arts and Basic Curriculum. It's a program we have here in South Carolina for schools that want to integrate the arts into their regular curriculum. You can apply for a grant and become one of these schools, and you get all this training and how to integrate the arts. And I'm artsy. I've always been an arts person. I was in the band, played trumpet and piano. I performed in musicals with the trumpet. As you can see behind me, I love to make and create. I'm not like Picasso or any kind of really great artist. But I love to make stuff. I'm going to spin you around here in my office. You can see,
Oh my gosh,
see over here.
Yep.
Yeah. So these are some paintings that I've made. I mean, I know they're not the greatest, but I sketched something out and I like to paint it. I don't know.
Is that just a whole bunch of pencil holders? What are those?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my office is not even in any kind of shape to be given a show like now. But
hey, you turned the camera.
I know, I did. So hold on, let me get one. Hold on, I'll show you what it is.
Getting a tour right now, folks.
So when the pandemic first started, I turned into my grandma and I started saving every empty butter dish and Cool Whip dish and tin can there was, because I didn't know if we were about to slide into the abyss, back when all this started, none of us knew what was coming. And so I saved all the tin cans that I had, and then I wrapped them in colored tape.
Okay.
Oh, this is just a tin can. And I
wrapped it. Okay.
Yeah, and I wrapped it in colored tape. And what you see there, as I do have a pretty exhaustive pin collection here, I guess you would say. I've got all
pens, pencils. Those look to be all full. So there's a lot of pens and pencils.
Yeah, they are all full. They're definitely all full. I love markers. I love pens. I'm a doodler.
Sure.
I love
always
to sketch
around.
Yeah, and so I always have those. And my nieces obviously love this room because they come in here and it's like their art classroom at school or whatnot. But yeah, so that's what that is. So that's Jed. You saw Jed here. You asked who Jed was. I didn't show you all of Jed. Here, let me give you one more shot because this is important too. Look who's here.
There they are.
There they are. Over in the corner.
My wife literally yesterday just got a sweatshirt. It's a white sweatshirt, and the print is in Betty White's favorite color. I can't remember what it's called. And on the front it says "Thank you for being a friend." And on the back it says "Be like Betty."
I love that.
Super cool sweatshirt. So
this has nothing to do with education, but in April, at the end of April, there's going to be a Golden Girls Con, like Golden Girls Conference, like Comic-Con.
No kidding.
Yes, in Chicago. I'm going. Are
you
yes.
like cosplaying?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if
is Paul going with you?
Paul is not going. I need to
He
hit
should
him
be
up and
going.
see if he's
My brother
going.
loves Golden Girls.
Yeah, I'm obsessed, and I asked for that for my birthday. My birthday is April 10th, and so I just said to Matt and my family, I said, "Look, here is what I want for my birthday. What y'all pay whatever you can, and whatever you can't, I'll pay for the rest." And they covered it for me, so I'm
Wow,
going.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going.
That's
I'm
a lot. Where's
really.
that at? Where's that at, you said?
It's in Chicago.
In
It's actually
Chicago.
it's
Okay.
going to be on at Navy Pier. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, that's a nice
Yeah.
place. That's cool. All right. So we just got a lot of Jed. What we didn't touch on yet is you're also a little bit of an author.
Yes, I didn't mention that. I
two
forget to
books
say
out
that.
right now: The Playful Classroom and The Courageous Classroom. Can you take us through those two different books? Kind of, I'd love to hear both about both of them, but also sort of your journey to writing the Playful was the first one.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Sort of your journey to writing that and how that went, and then what that's about, and then can maybe then take us to Courageous.
Yeah. So the journey to writing was it was a long one. I think that my professional development work, leading professional development, came way before the book. And people started saying, "Hey, when are you going to write a book so we can like take you with us when we're not here?" And I hadn't really thought about it. I had some people in my life who, when I told them I was writing a book, they said, "You're not a writer." And now I'm on the cusp of the third book, so I guess I am a writer because they're out there. But I met up with my friend Julie Jones, Dr. Julie Jones from Converse, and she was very much a like-minded person. We both love teaching. We love making it fun. We love making it meaningful, relevant, and engaging. And we knew that a lot of our profession did not do that. It was let's stick to the scope and sequence. Let's plow through. We're going to use worksheets. And not that they shouldn't stick with the scope and sequence, but there's, when you have more allegiance to the scope and sequence than you do your students, something's wrong there. And so, sometimes you might need to slow down. You might need to go backwards instead of forwards, because going backwards propels you forward. And then you skip over where you thought you would be because you went back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
And so anyway, she and I were very like-minded. We started writing the book. We sent it to some publishers. We got rejected. We sent it again. We got rejected again. And whatever reason it played out the way that it did, it took us about 4 years to get that first book out, The Playful Classroom.
So I want to stop you because I think this is really important for people to hear, because there's a lot of people that watch that are thinking about the idea of maybe writing a book. Maybe they've already started writing. They're really thinking. And there's two big things you just said. There's one, you got rejected multiple times. Two, that it was a 4-year process of writing a book to get it out. So I think it's really important for people to hear that, sometimes they see and they say, "Oh, Jed's written 2 books. He's writing a third one." It's just, that they either think, "Oh, only Jed can do it," or they might look at that and think, "Oh, this is easy." And I think there's two things. I don't want you to go into it thinking it's easy, get the rejection, get the time frame taking too long, and defeat you when you don't do it. But I also don't want you to look at Jed and think, "Oh, he just breezed through it." It took a lot of work and effort. And I think that's really important for people to recognize those 2 points, that you got rejected a bunch. The first person you sent it to didn't love it and say, "Let's do it." And it took you a while to do it. I just think that's really important for people to hear, because that's part of it, right? It's tough. And once you get that, and you got to go after it. So clearly you were very passionate. You were ready to fight for that book. Yeah. And so you put it in. So I just want to jump in because you said those two, and I really want to pull those 2 points out. But continue on with the story, my friend.
Well, I'm glad you did, because if anybody thinks that it is easy, it was not an easy process. The rejections, they didn't hurt as much as they made me frustrated. And sometimes, I'll be honest, a little bit angry, because I saw some of the publishers producing books that were on our very topic with other authors. And some of the books were not as in depth as ours. And I was like, man, why were we rejected? And now that I look back on it, I think it was because the universe was holding us back, waiting for just the right moment to be with just the right publisher. We love Amy Fondre, who is our connection at Josie Bass. We love her. And she is the one that I credit for my second book. I was not ready to write a second book. I was minding my business in a swimming pool in the middle of June, 2020, really celebrating the release. I said June, July, celebrating the release of The Playful Classroom, when she called and said, "Hey, we've got a psychiatrist, Dr. Janet Taylor, who lives in Florida, who is wanting to write a book about fear and trauma and its effect on learning. She needs a teacher voice in this book. Are you interested in being a part of it? And I was, that part I guess was easy because they came and asked me. But the writing of that book was very difficult because I've never met Janet. I've never met her in person. We wrote the whole thing online on a Google Doc. We would meet up, and it took a while. That was in July, and then we had to turn the book in by January. So I went from not ever meeting a person, knowing a person's name in June, to July. I'm suddenly writing a book with her, and it's due January the 2nd. So nuts. Yeah, it was nuts. The books are, they're very much companion books, I think, although that one was written first. The Playful Classroom, if I could have switched the order, I would have written the Courageous Classroom first, because I think play and the power of play can help heal the trauma and create the Courageous Classroom. And if you read the two together, the Courageous Classroom, the answer for that is the Playful Classroom, but they just came out in reverse order.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I see Bree is in the comments, and I know she is just loving your talk around play. So Bree's the author of Play Yay, so she's loving this conversation right now. So we alluded to it earlier. You're in the process of the third book now.
Yeah.
Tell me, okay, so one's out, the other one's out. They came to you for this one. How did this one come about? And then kind of take us into like what you can and cannot share. I don't want to give it all away, but
so I could share a lot. The title is called The Playful Life, and it is all about bringing those concepts from the Playful Classroom that we wanted teachers to utilize with students. Just bringing that into your own life, because the power of play. What it does for our brain, the way that it releases these neurotransmitters, is just, I don't know why we're not focusing more on that. In our society, we have focused on, keeping your nose to the grindstone, work hard, keep working, keep pushing. No, stop pushing, go outside for a run, create some art, read a book. When you walk away from the grind for a little bit, the way that play rejuvenates you is just amazing. In our research, I've learned all kinds of neurotransmitter, brain chemicals, if you will, that and their function. And my favorite one, everybody loves to talk about serotonin, right? We know what serotonin is. Yep. We've heard about it. It makes you feel good. You know what else serotonin does for you, Jeff?
No, I don't. I know that it makes you feel good.
It helps you poop. Yes. It aids in the digestive process, and the better your serotonin levels are, the more regular you are. And who isn't happy when they're regular? I'm just telling you.
That is not where I thought you were going to take us. But
no, look, hey, it's playful. Look, I'm going to always take the conversation.
I love it.
I'm always going to take it to where there's a laugh. You know what I'm listening to right now? I'm listening to Will Smith's autobiography.
Oh, I'm just getting ready to start it. I have the book here.
Do you have? So I have a copy of the book, but I downloaded the audiobook because he reads it. And I'm telling you,
I might go that route.
I'm telling you, it is a production. Like, there's parts where he talks about his music, where he sings. You don't get that in the paper book, he sings. Route. There's this part where he talks about growing up in church, and there's this black gospel choir that comes in the background while he's reading. I mean, it is amazing. I love it.
It's safe to say you sold me on the audiobook.
Yeah, I just got to the part where Quincy Jones asked him to audition for the role of Fresh Prince at Quincy Jones' birthday party after the Soul Train Awards, when he had just got a Lifetime Achievement Award, and then they made it a after party, birthday party, and Quincy Jones asked him to audition right in front of everybody. And Will was, at that time, like, he had risen to fame and then kind of fallen back. Well, you'll see when you read the book. But anyway, all throughout the book, he talks about the power of laughter and how it puts us at ease. And what laughter is, it's play. When we're laughing, we're playing. Yeah. And so the book, The Playful Life, it's a book for everybody. I know this is a daily drop-in for teachers, and mostly teachers and educators watch this, but this book is for everybody. It is for the barista at your coffee shop. It is for your lawyer. It is for your doctor. It is for the mother who stays at home with their 3 kids, or the father that stays at home with the kids. It's for anybody, because the power of play is for all of us. And when those chemicals are released into our body, it not only changes you, but it changes the people around you. It changes your community. And there's science and research that supports all of it. But yet we live in this world where, we've got to be grown up. We've got to have we got to be dignified. We can't let loose. And we're not made to be that way. We're not designed to be that way. Humanity has built these constructs and put us in this box. And we need to bust out of it. You hear people say, think outside the box. I don't like people to think outside the box. I just want to destroy the box altogether. Just get rid of it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you sold Brie, just so you know, it's just called Will. Like I'm sure it'll come up if you type. Well, I'm sure
it's a gorgeous cover too. I need to look and see who did the artwork. It's gorgeous.
So when's that book come out? What's the timeline right now?
So our manuscript is due March 1st. So if anybody if anybody emails me in the next 3 weeks, I am not replying. It's not that I don't love you. I just am consumed. Julie and I are writing this one. I'm back to Julie. So me and Julie wrote the first one. Then I wrote with Janet. Then went with Janet, and now I'm back to Julie. So we literally Sunday morning, we were up before the sun came up. And the only coffee shop around that's open at that time was Starbucks. So we wrote for 6 hours Sunday.
Wow.
And we're getting very close to being finished. We got about 19,000 words left ish that we are expecting. The book will be out hopefully by Halloween. That's the target date, to have a book out by Halloween. So it could be ready
not
for
quite
Christmas.
not quite for the conference, but maybe some pre-orders possibly by the conference.
Definitely, we will definitely be having pre-orders by the conference, which will be really exciting. Speaking of the conference, Jeff, I'm just thrilled to be there and be a part of this. I have watched y'all's work from the outside, for a while. And I remember the first time when I chatted with Ray was like fangirling that she was talking to me, and I was like, well, I'm fangirling right back, because whatever.
She didn't realize that I knew you through my brother, and that we'd been connected. And she's like, are you kidding me? Like, I follow him and I love him. And I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be there and meet all you guys in person and just be a part of the event. And I will tell you, I have a little map where I keep track of what states I've done work in, and I've not done any official teaching work in Ohio. So I'm checking that one off.
This is going to count. We're bringing you in. It's going to be exciting. If you don't know already, if you're watching, Teach Better Conference 2022 is October 14th, 15th in Akron, Ohio. TeachBetterConference.com is where you go for all that. If you want to come out and hang out with Jed, you should go now and register, because you get $100 off. That changes on March 1st. So registration goes up $100. And also proposals open on March 1st. If you want to come and try and speak with Jed and be one of the speakers, that's open up in March as well. So TeachBetterConference.com for all of that there. Jed, we're super excited to have you out. Like we've got a heck of a lineup right now. We announced you and Alexis, which is great. Alexis is, I don't know if you watched last night. She was live with Ray.
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, we're super excited. We're excited for the next, 13 weeks now, announcing several speakers going, but we're really excited to have you out and just, I'm excited for you to speak, but I'm more excited to just like hang out.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest right now, like that's really what I'm looking forward to. I'll listen to you talk, Jed, but like,
me too. Look, you know what? We're excited about the play that is going to happen. We know it's going to be playful.
And part of that play is going to be multiple selfies that we're sending to my brother, making fun of the fact that he's not there. And so that's going to be entertaining.
I'm going to start texting him now and say, you need to make sure you're up there.
Get him. Yeah, he needs to come. He can come visit mom and dad. It's not far from mom and dad, and then they can hang out. It's going to be good. So, I want to transition really quick because I just want to get into talking a little bit about the theme of this week that we're going to. So we're going to jump into that real quick. So we'll be right back with Jed. All right, welcome back to our Daily Drop, and we're live Monday through Friday every day at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. I've got our special guest, Jed Dearbury here, who we were just talking about the conference in October and how you're going to be there and how you have books out and you're working on a book that's not quite going to be ready for a conference. We're going to have pre-orders. I'm holding you to that part. But now I want to dive into, and you've kind of, there's been pieces of what we talked about that really connect well with our theme for this week. So our theme for this week is loving what you do and doing what you love.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, Jed's perfect for this. Like when you talk about the things that you do, whether it was your time in the classroom with the littles, or now working with the next wave of educators, or doing the professional development, or writing and talking with people about your book and sharing those messages, like Ray always used the word on the podcast, like you can feel the energy like seeping out of you, and you really can, like you can just feel it from you. So when I say that phrase of like love what you do and do what you love, how does your brain kind of take that, and how do you think through that about this idea of finding something that you actually love doing and being and enjoying the work that you do every day?
Well, I first of all, I just want to make it clear if anybody can't tell already, I do love what I do. I love working with teachers. I love working with students who are going to be teachers. I love working with little people. I like people for the most part. Sometimes people can get on our nerves, right? I know that. But I love interacting with people who want to, who do love what they do and want to make it better. I know that every day when I wake up, I have an opportunity to be better than I was the day before. I don't always do that. Sometimes I lay on the couch and waste my whole day on the phone, you know? But I say waste, going back to what I said earlier, sometimes that is very much needed, those days for your brain. So I shouldn't have called it a waste. My brain, that is very productive, sometimes thinks that that's a waste, but I have to talk to myself. That's the box that I'm putting myself back in. But talking about loving what you do, I really, at this point in my life, I'm doing what I always wanted to do as a kid. And I really don't know how that happened, other than that I just pursued that one day at a time. I didn't just get to this point. I worked for 20 years in education, but I loved everything I did every single day. When I was a kid, there was this book, and I have a copy of it nearby right here. Hold on. This book right here. It was a childcraft book. Do you remember these, Jeff?
I do. I remember.
We're close in age, I think. I don't know how
close
old you
enough.
are,
Yeah, I remember those. Yep.
The childcraft books. And in the very beginning of this book, one of my favorite pages, it says, fill your craft box. And it talks about all the things that you need to put in basically what it was. This was talking about making a makerspace before we called it a makerspace, right? And that was my life. I love this. I had some cousins that I babysat in the summer. We would go through this book and make all these things. And I was teaching them then. I was being a teacher then. I didn't even realize it. I was just, walking through the process because I loved it. It was something that I was passionate about. And as a grown up, I moved into teaching. That's what I did. I taught people how to do math and make it fun, and reading and make it fun, and connect it back to this kind of learning. And now when you see my home office, I've brought that into there, and
that's your home office in a book.
Yeah, this is I wish this was the original book that I had from my childhood, but I found this on eBay for $3.
Okay. I think I had that book. I think we had that one. My grandmother had it.
Almost. Look, if you had a set of World Book encyclopedias, you probably had. You
probably had that. Yeah, we did.
This was the expansion set
for the kids.
Yeah, this was this was their version of a child encyclopedia, I guess you will. But I forget how many volumes there were in the Childcraft series. But man, there was so many great ones. But that was the one that I was drawn to. But I I'd like to be authentic. There were times that I didn't love what I was doing. There were times where I worked for people who made life very difficult. There were times that I worked for people who did not like me to be a gay man into work. I was told I was ruining the reputation of the organizations that I worked for. And there were times that I didn't love what I did. And so what I had to do was, make this mental list of what do I love and chase after that. And I had to make some tough decisions in my life several times where I had to walk away from things that weren't good for me so I could find and be involved with what I loved. And those times were not easy. There were times where I had to walk away from insurance, where I had to walk away from steady income, where I had to, but I knew at the end of the day, I had to live a life that showed others that I was living a way that I believed and doing what I loved. And sometimes that means walking away from something that you don't.
I love that you went there and shared that, because that's just the truth. And there's probably some people that are watching or maybe listening thinking, man, I loved what I did, but I don't right now.
Yeah.
And, I think if you can take something away from what Jed shared, is that you need to figure out what parts do you love and what's missing now, and how do you go find that. And it might not be something you can find tomorrow.
Yeah.
It might take a little bit to get there,
Yeah.
So I think that's
absolutely. I will tell you, there's been a couple of times in my mind where I thought, okay, if I have to go back to waiting tables or work at a coffee shop or the bookstore until I can get back to what I wanted, that's the decision I would have to make. And I realized that not everybody can say that. I don't have any children, so walking away from insurance just affected, me at the time. So I realized that that's an area of privilege that I had that other people don't. I'm not trying to shame anyone to, leave or stay, whatever. It's a tough decision to have to make that. But you know what? I realized that I'm at my best when I'm at my peace. And if you're not at peace with what you're doing, then you need to find a way to find that. I know a lot of teachers right now are struggling immensely with staying in our profession. It is harder than ever right now. My niece is going to be a teacher, and we were just talking Sunday afternoon, and she asked me, is it worth it? And I had to sit there and, I had to be honest with her and say that there are lots of things that are worth it, but there are lots of things that you're going to face that make it very difficult. We had to have some, hard conversations, and I know it's hard. But at the end of the day, I know that the work that we as teachers do is worth it. The fight is worth it. And we have to just, right now it's tough. It's tough. I don't blame anybody for walking away right now if they need to fall back and regroup and get themselves together and maybe come back one day. I know that's a lot of heavy talk for 7:31 in the morning.
It's all right, man. I'm all right with it. It's true though, and it's important that we acknowledge that.
Yeah. And back to what we were talking about earlier, play has the power to heal that. And so find a job that allows you to be playful, to have playful experiences. And I'm not talking about a job that, where you're just sitting around playing board games all day. Although that would be a great game. That would be a great job. That's not what we're talking about, but just a job that supports, your creativity. It supports you being yourself and your authentic self. Those are all forms of play that we need in our workspaces. Find those spaces. And if you can't find those spaces, try to create it, around where you are, where you live, with your core group of people, to help you get through whatever it is you're facing.
Jed, I'm loving this morning. I am so excited for you to come and bring these types of messages to the conference. So
yeah,
really excited about that. And I hope people are listening to hearing that it's okay, that it's hard right now, that it's okay to be questioning it right now. But I encourage you to hear Jed's earlier words of finding what you do love in that, and that the work you're doing is important, and you can continue fighting and you can get through this. So I love it, Jed. So let's we're going to transition now. We're going to go away from the deep talk that you took us into. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna take a look at some holidays today, some a little good news story, and then we'll get everyone off on their day today. Does that sound like a good plan?
It sounds like a plan.
All right, we're gonna get into some good news. I need to find the right commercial. There we go. All right, welcome back to Daily Dropping. And Jed is dancing.
I like that music.
The one before the brainstorm bank, the one that's got the claps. I always do the claps thing. I feel like Ray and I always joke. It's kind of like the Friends clap, but it's not quite the same. But it gets
not quite the same.
That one makes me dancing. I like that. We might have here. You know what? Hold on, Jed. This is for you. So the funny part is
that was like TikTok Live, is what that was.
But the problem, the
like,
funny part is only me. I was the only one who got to see you the whole
oh,
time. So
it said everyone can see and hear you. So I thought it was live.
But when I play the video, it goes over us, but I can see in the back screen.
Okay.
So I saw you the whole time dancing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, behind the scenes was awesome.
So what I need a transparent idea. That's what I need.
Bump. That was.
We need a transparent video that goes over that with just the music to get Jed going. That's gonna be your entrance music to the conference.
I love it. Yes,
we're gonna do that.
Yeah. So one year I did a conference and they asked for walk-up music.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they ask every speaker for walk-up music. I'm trying to think of what I picked. I don't even know what I picked. That was years ago. I don't know, but yeah, y'all could do some walk-up music. I like it.
We'll do like some WWE entrance music and stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so we have some holidays. So we always love to share holidays. Holidays are an opportunity for you to bring it up in a conversation with your friends, with your students, get things going. And then a good news story. That's something that we always like to share. One, hopefully it puts a smile on your face, but also you can usually take something away and share it with your colleagues or with your students and create that conversation. So a couple holidays today. Nothing, none of those big holidays that you hear about, but some interesting ones. So one, we have Safer Internet Day. It doesn't give me much about that one. So just be safe on the internet, I guess.
Just be safe on the internet.
This is an interesting one. So Extraterrestrial Culture Day.
Oh, wow.
So wondering about the lives that may exist in other galaxies.
Celebrating ET and beyond.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be a great day to let kids express their creativity.
Let's go there. Go there.
Give them some recyclable materials and say, create an ET, create an extraterrestrial. What do you think they would look like? Do they have three eyes and four heads? What do they look like? I don't know. The creative in me wants to make that happen. Or even so, you just, if you don't have recycled materials, just give them some construction paper. And some markers, and just say create an alien. See what you come up with.
What would the alien look like? What would they be doing? Right?
What would they be doing? What do they eat?
Which could lead you into what is your what kind of culture does your family have?
Well,
and what do you
celebrate?
Could do that. What would that look like in an alien form? Right?
I don't know what grade level it is across the country, but I think in South Carolina, 5th grade is where you talk about civilizations, and 6th grade is ancient civilizations, and you have to know all about the the different characteristics of what makes a strong civilization. You could create an alien civilization based around that standard, and bring all the buzzwords in that you need to, that they would need a language, they would need a monetary system, they would need water and food, agriculture. All those buzzwords from your standards, you could drop them right in there to your alien creation. There you go.
I'm so glad you're here to make this valuable for everybody, because otherwise it's just me.
Yeah.
This is a good one, Jed. I think this is you and I are going to celebrate this today. It's Laugh and Get Rich Day.
Yes, yeah.
So we're going to play our way to wealth. That's so it says laugh yourself into better spirits and enrich your health and happiness today. So I think, and based on that the little bit of line they get there, I think the get rich part they're thinking about is just a richer life, right? Not necessarily wealth,
definitely
but
a richer life.
Flows into everything we've been talking about today, right? In the laugh, and the play, and the whatever, not the serotonin, but the other stuff you talked about.
The neurotransmitters.
Like it's all about a richer life.
Yeah,
so I love that.
That's also so true. I love that is today, because
that's perfect.
It is true. What laughter does make, and that, like I said, laughter is a form of play. Humorous play is very that's why comedy exists. We love a good movie that makes us laugh till our belly hurts. It also, you burn calories while you're doing that. So I love that's today, because in the Playful Classroom we have a little quiz where you can see what your play personality is.
Okay.
And mine turned out to be a joker. And it's very true. I do like to make people laugh. I like to see people having a good time, to be cutting up, to be silly. And we've laughed a lot this morning.
I've burned some calories this morning.
That's why I talked about poop. I knew it'd make you laugh.
Apparently at 39, I still laugh at poop every time I hear it.
If people don't laugh at poop, I don't know why people don't laugh. It's funny. It's funny.
I feel bad for you if that's where your life is at.
Yeah, me too.
So two more. One is National Kite Flying Day.
Okay, that's fun.
So get out there and fly a kite, and then
I hope there's some wind in your area wherever you are.
If you got something special in your life and you've been thinking about this, today is National Propose Day. It's the day you should get down on one knee and propose.
Okay. Well, when you said propose, though, I didn't think about marriage. I thought about, hey, if you've got a book idea, write that proposal, send it in to the publisher.
There it is. Oh, I love that. That's a good take.
If you got a proposal for, something for at your work, there's something cool you want to do on your grade level. Go to the boss and propose it. Yeah, their propose has more than one meaning. Does it say that it's talking about marriage?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly that one, but we don't have to.
Let's spin that. It's a propose day. What do you propose we do?
We're going to make March 1st National Proposal Day because that's when we want you to put in your proposal for the conference.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Come hang out with Jed. So
I love that.
We'll take over that day. I'll look into that. All right. So I want to share a good news story. This is an interesting one. So there's an Idaho man who just broke 52 world records in 52 weeks for the Guinness Book of World Records.
Wow.
And what's really interesting is he's a STEM teacher who did it all and started it as a way of showing his kids and inspiring them to take on the difficult challenges that STEM projects can present.
Yes.
And so he started doing it and going through that. He now actually has 200 titles in the Guinness Book of World Record.
Wow.
But he did was it in 20?
What's his? Does it say his name?
Through 2021, he did. Yeah, his name is David Rush.
David Rush. I'm writing that down on a sticky here.
So technically today, as of today, NPR has confirmed that Guinness has approved 43 of those 52. So he's an author, a speaker, entertainer, and a STEM advocate from MIT. And he wanted to help inspire kids to pursue STEM education and not get discouraged and give up. So he has a YouTube channel. It features all sorts of stuff like QE slicing, juggling records he has. He's also he has a record for the fastest 100-meter dash while juggling blindfolded.
Oh, wow.
Longest time juggling 3 objects.
He's running 100 meters. He's blindfolded and he's juggling. Wow. This man.
I don't know how many other people have challenged
He might be. It's no accident that you talked about that on Extraterrestrial Celebration Day. He may be. He sounds otherworldly there. That's amazing.
Yeah, and he said STEM is hard, and when a student struggles with science or fails at math, they may say they can never be an engineer, he wrote. And he said, in 2015, I broke my first record to create a tangible example for kids to show that if you set your mind to a goal, believe in yourself, and pursue it with passion, you can accomplish nearly anything. Going on to break an average of 1 a week is an extension of that to inspire kids to pursue hard STEM subjects and anyone to pursue anything that's hard. Super cool. So yeah, he does have his YouTube channel. So it's David Rush, spelled like you would RUSH. So super cool. And I think there's a lot you can take away. I mean, there's some play in there, some fun, interesting one that he's done, but obviously there's a lot of inspiration in there of like just fighting through and doing something. And the fact that he set his mind to going, I'm going to do this to inspire my kids to do all these other things. I think it's really cool. So it's going to be fun to look up his videos, I'm sure, and share with the kids. I'm guessing they're all family friendly and kid approved, but I haven't checked. So make sure you double check that. And sharing some of the fun, probably entertaining to watch, but also just thinking through what goes into that.
I teach class at 9:25. I'm going to have to start my class with one of those. I'll have to look them up. So, yeah, I'm gonna look it up as soon as we get done. That's a good news story. I love that.
It's a good news story.
Jeff,
it's cool.
Let me ask you something, Jeff. If you were going to break a world record, what record would you think that you had a shot at even breaking?
I don't know that I know any of the records, so this one's probably beyond.
I mean, most of them are just like anything you would.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
That is a tough question.
It's a tough question.
My first thought was number of chicken wings eaten in a certain sitting.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's someone that has
eaten some ungodly amount of wings.
I'm like, what else is there? Like, I'd love to do number of dogs pet.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Like just a room full of 10,000 dogs, and
you just pet them all.
I'm gonna pet them all
within an hour or something.
Something like that. Like I'm just like, but by the end of that, I'm just smacking dogs, and that's not gonna work well. So I'm gonna love on each one of them.
I want to break the world record for hours spent sitting on a beach.
I thought you were gonna say. I think you do well at that one. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say like hours spent coloring or something like that.
Oh no,
like,
that of course, yes.
or like
I would love.
number of pages colored in a book, or
I
or
would love that would be a good one. I like that.
colored books
Number
filled.
of doodles
Ooh, that's
created in a
interesting.
lifetime. Yeah, that would be fun. No, I said that about the beach is because I know if I was sitting on the beach all that time, I would be reading, and I love
You get a
to
whole lot.
read. I love to read. I'm in kind of a reading funk right now. I think it's because I'm full on writing the book, and when I'm away from writing, I don't want to look at words anymore.
I get it.
But
Totally get it.
I'm longing for March 1st to get here so that I can get back into my read.
So to break that record, you'd have to
Huh?
you'd have to stay in that chair through you'd have to sleep there.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Jed, you'd probably have to poop there. You'd have to figure.
I mean,
luckily you're on sand, so just a hole to the side.
Just dig a little.
You have two different chairs, right? One chair's got a hole.
I love, Jeff, that you went there. I love that. That makes me look. I've achieved my goal today because I've made your day playful from the beginning. It is playful. Yes,
It's been good. I believe in you. I think you can accomplish that. I wonder if anybody's done that. That's got to be something that someone's done, right? I mean, there's so
hours
many...
on the beach. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, and I'm sure somebody's eating those chicken wings too. I'm. You know what? I used to be obsessed with checking out the Guinness World Book of Records when I was in school. Yeah, every time I went to the library, that was the book I wanted to check out.
Do you know where that came from? Where the Guinness Book of World Records came from?
I don't. No.
So it was invented by Guinness, like the beer company.
Oh, really?
As a way of getting people to sit at a bar and drink more beer because they were looking at records and so trivia and all that. Like trivia came from that type of stuff. Like it was a marketing ploy.
That's amazing.
Marketers ruin everything, or sometimes create great things.
That is a great thing. I love it. I remember as a kid, one of the things I was so fascinated with, it was when they would show like the world's longest fingernails or the world's longest beard, or anything to do with the body, like when somebody had like the 20-foot beard. I was like, man, that's commitment. It's one thing to say I'm going to break the world record for like petting the most dogs, because that's something you go and you do and it's over. But if you have a 20-foot beard, I mean, you like lugging that thing around every day for like your whole life, I'm fascinated by that.
I wanted to look it up. It's not. I don't think it's a Guinness Book of World Records. But in 2018, competitive eater Molly Schuler consumed 501 chicken wings in 30 minutes.
What?
Apparently, there's a chicken wing bowl.
So did she like? I need details. I'm going to look that up. Did she like clean the bone, or did she just like nick one? Did she just like?
Well, there's video of it. She's only 127-pound woman too,
and she ate 530 minutes.
Yeah, so there's a video of if you type that in. I typed in the.
I'll be looking that up too.
And there's several videos of her playing them, so you'll be able to go see. There's another video for your class.
Okay, I'm looking that up too.
Listen, I wouldn't normally go here, but I'm going to go here because you're on screen with me. But
yeah,
check to make sure Ray's not here watching me. Like, I gotta assume some poop came after that. I'm just saying.
Oh, I mean, seriously.
Just saying.
Ray is going to watch this, and she's not going to let me come back on the show because of that, Jeff.
Jed, if I know Ray.
Here, look, I was talking about serotonin. I was talking about brain science, neuroscience, and now you have led us to wings. And listen, I love it.
If I know Ray, she'll fire me before she doesn't let you come back on. So
okay,
you're probably safe.
Good. I don't need you to be fired either. I hope people are laughing out there. Look, here's the point of all of this conversation about poop. Is that your life needs to be more playful. Everybody take a breath, relax. It's okay to talk about those. It's okay. We're laughing, we're cutting up, we're having a good time. And you know what? It's almost time for people to start teaching.
It is, and I think we are at a point. This is a great spot to end. I think we'll end with that. I love that message at the end. Jed, thank you so much for coming on, making us laugh this morning, sharing play with us. And we also had there was just so many takeaways throughout this entire show of examples you can use in your classroom, with your colleagues, in your own life. So excited about the book. Best of luck for you for the next 3 weeks, give or take, as you finish up your third book. That's awesome. We will see you in October at the conference. If you haven't got your registration, come hang out with Jed. It is teachbetterconference.com, and you can get $100 off right now. And Ray will be back live tomorrow morning. Probably not talking about poop, but we'll see. It's you never know what's going to happen, so we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Jed, I appreciate it, brother.
I'm crashing tomorrow's show. I'm gonna
if at least show up in the comments, right?
Setting a reminder on my phone right now. So
I love it. You guys have an amazing day. Go change the lives of kids and teachers everywhere. Yeah. We appreciate you, Jed. I appreciate you. Everyone have an awesome one. Thank you, guys.
See ya.